And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Alan, and joining me in a very, you would think we would have this lockdown. We've only been podcasting for over 3 years now, but here we are, take 3. Joining me, Mr. Rapid Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Technology and stuff, right?
Right? It's just been we went live the first time. First, I couldn't get words out, and then I just lost connection. Just boom, you're done. I'm like, are you kidding me? Then we come back in, we go to fire it up again, and my soundboard's not working. Well, I didn't open this freaking thing. So, okay, let's end it a second time, fire it up a third time, and then I'm getting ready to go. Let me test this out real quick before I hit live, and then it's still not working. I'm like, are you kidding me? But then I got to figure it out, and here we are. Episode number 11, Bad Batch, Rescue on Ryloth. Episode 12. Not yet. It's episode 12. Jeez, oh, Pete, I can't. Today's that day, right? But it's episode 12, Rescue on Ryloth. What are your thoughts? I gotta sit back for a second. Tell me something.
I liked it, right? Overall, it wasn't a bad show. It was less than about, I think, 20 minutes, if not less than that, of actual screen time. The rest are credits and intros. Very quick. You come back there, to get Hera. Hera reaches out to Omega with the, and then the Bad Batch loses their mind. You gave her our contact code, you gave up my phone number. Right. And she was like, yeah, she's nice. She's a friend or whatever. And so she reached out, needs help. She's, obviously by herself. Parents and uncle been locked up. Just, so now it's a rescue mission. It's one, help out Hera and then go get her parents out of this highly occupied area. Then the Bad Batch isn't even the people who come up with the plan. It's Omega and Hera that get this plan together where they're going to make a diversion and then they're going to get them out and whatnot. So a lot of action, a lot of, fun times. Again, like I said, Chopper is my favorite character. Give me more Chopper and I will be happy.
Are you waiting for the Chopper show?
Why not?
Where it's just him?
Why not? And dude, every time someone pulls a gun on him, his hand is he always puts his hands up. He's seriously the funniest thing in this series, and he was great in Rebels as well. So
yeah, it definitely was. It's another episode I think it's setting the stage for them joining the rebellion, and I think it's going to start on Ryloth. I think they're going to be a part of that. I know we've already talked about this, so now we're rehashing it again for a second time. But you don't feel like it's leading that way. I feel like it's going that way, where you're going to have a big confrontation. They help, maybe even free Ryloth. We'll see. But you've got Crosshairs now hunting them down, and so we should get I think part of the confrontation between the two of them maybe next episode.
It's going to be coming definitely this season. That whole that needs to be handled before the end of the season, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're saying it's coming soon. I think there's 4 more episodes.
Yep.
So, and now he, at the end of the episode, he asked the general, whoever was there running the show, if I could go track them down. So I think they either turn him or they kill him. I mean, it's one of the two. And I hope they do turn him, but they have to fry that chip in his head. And again, like I said, you have the clones that are starting to kind of see that things are wrong and start to think for themselves, make rash decisions, make reasonable and assess the situation. And you got that with Hauser. And he actually stepped outside and was like, hey, he explains what's going on. And he goes, who's with me? Who's going to stand with me? And as soon as 5 or 6 of them stood, yeah. And then they had him arrested, him and the traitors.
Right. Yeah. Have those traitors arrested. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got Hauser comes out and says, he straight up just says it. Look, we came here to free this planet and now we're arresting them. We're doing the exact opposite of what we came here to do. This is a peaceful planet. They're not doing anything. And we came here to help free them. And now we're taking them all hostage. It doesn't add up.
Yeah. I mean, they start to realize that it's more of a, they're just taking over the world, the galaxy, or one galaxy at a time. It's more of just power and control and fear. And if you're not with us, you're against us type thing. And if you don't play ball with us, we will arrest or we will destroy your, planet.
Yeah. And you even had Hauser speak out and say, why are we arresting them? Well, the assassination attempt. They didn't do that. And he looks at me and goes, well, who did? He goes, I don't know. It wasn't him though.
I don't know. His eyes start darting back and forth, just like,
I
were you
mean,
not there? Are you serious, bro?
I know it was you, dude. I was right there. It's like
That's
it's
what
like
they need. They need more of that, and less of this seriousness. I need like a Mel Brooks version of this season.
it's it's like when you catch your kid doing something, and you're like, "Why did you do that?" And they look at you, and go, "I didn't do that. I just watched you do it. I'm standing right here. Like, hello."
Yeah. But all in all, not a bad episode. It's going to keep going. I do want to. So the next four essentially is just going to be Crosshair tracking these guys down while they'll probably show up while they're doing another job or get involved one way or another. But yeah, looking forward to it, to be honest. I mean, I haven't really fired up my TV and been like, oh God, I got to watch this show today. I've actually been like, oh, it's out. Let me watch. And most time I watch it more than once just so I can catch something that I haven't missed. But yeah, no, give me more Chopper. And every time dude, he will zap someone just like that for no reason at all.
Yeah, he likes to zap people. It's fun. And then he's got the crazy noises after he does it. He's like running after he does it, usually with his hands up, like he's like, woo.
Yeah. Those things come out of his head every time someone pulls a gun. I'm telling you, he makes the show. It's a good show. Don't get me wrong. But when we saw Chopper, I was super excited.
Yeah. He was one of the best parts of Rebels for sure. I definitely enjoyed him when he was on there, and I've enjoyed him both episodes. We talked about it last week. When he showed up in the episode, we were both like, yes, Chopper. So you're feeling like this is all just going to focus around Hunter and them not joining the war. Is that what you're thinking for these last few episodes?
Yeah, it's going to focus more on if they join the war, if they join the rebellion, it's going to be the very last thing of the was it episode 16? Because they're gonna squash this thing with either Crosshair's going to die or he's going to be turned or something like that. Some major event will happen. And if that might be how they end the season is they go into and start helping the rebels. But whether that happens or not now or maybe next, I don't know how many seasons they're going to ravel out with these things.
I'm in.
I'll turn it on. I hate that I didn't watch the Clone Wars until like there was 7 seasons. And I was like, dude, it's just forever. You know what I mean? And I think Rebels was several seasons as well.
Yeah.
You just have too many episodes, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to sit down and watch all these, but then I'll end up doing it anyways. But I'm glad I'm getting to watch it as it goes.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to watch it as it goes than to play catch up. I know I caught a lot of Rebels when I made my cannonball run to Michigan to go get my birth certificate, and as I was driving up there, I got a 20-hour drive. Right there on my dash I had it on, and I'm watching that. I got that going while I'm driving, and not like watching it, but
I know. There's something on there you can look over every so often and you can see it or something.
Look down, give it a glance, things like that. More auditory listening to it, but yeah. And where I'm setting it is kind of in my range of view, so I can still watch the road. So yeah, I was safe.
Nice. So, well, your overall thoughts, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down episode?
It's a thumbs up episode. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Here's my prediction. They end up getting Crosshair, getting the chip out of him, and their big thing is they want everyone to stop hunting them down, right? So let's go and take care of this guy over here in Ryloth who's hunting us down. Crosshair goes back with them in custody to get in there, and then once they're all in there, then they have some plan to just completely demolish that whole part of them. And Hauser joins in with them because he's converted over and things like that, and they help free Ryloth. That's just what I think. Maybe not.
You never heard about him in the movies or anything like that. So I mean, obviously, the next steps. Obviously, the movies being a massive part of the Star Wars universe or whatever you want to call it. So they can't make that much of a disturbance because they weren't in the movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they take down the entire empire. That's just not going to happen. They're going to be doing small roles, off in a distance somewhere, but it's still a good watch.
Yeah, but you've got the war so big, and the universe is in such a big scale that you can have them doing things like we know Ryloth gets free through Rebels and things like that, right? Well, what's that story? So now we have that whole story that they can now go back and tell. And you can kind of get that background of it, just like with Clone Wars, you had the movie. It's such a small window that you get in the movie, and then they release this show that shows just this huge, large scale of what it is. And you've got characters like, Ahsoka, who was such a big part of everything, but because the movies only offer you such a small window, you can have them play huge roles in the war and things like that because you never told that story. And so this is just another aspect of that story, another window of that story that they're telling.
Nice.
So, yeah. But that's really all we got for today. We'll be back this weekend for a special episode of, I know you're excited about this one. We're going to review Space Jam: The New Legacy. I've heard bad things about it.
I heard it's terrible.
But I heard LeBron wasn't the problem.
I don't care.
I've heard he was good. So we'll see. But we'll be back for that this weekend. That'll probably come out tomorrow. We'll get that episode out tomorrow. We're gonna watch it tonight, tomorrow morning, something like that. And we'll get that episode out to you guys, and then we'll be back next Friday because there's no Loki to review.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that going for me now, which isn't nice. But we'll talk to you guys later. Till next time, deuces.